Welcome to the International Business and Law Academy. My name is John, and today I would like to introduce my presentation on the topic of international monetary funds of the international legal systems. First, we should discuss one case study to understand about the nature and functions of international monetary funds and the Bretton Woods agreements, the rights and obligations of the member parties. That is the case of Libra Bank Limited versus Banco Nacional de Costa Rica. So the fact, this case, Libra Bank, a British banking corporation with an office in New York, made a $40 million loan to Banco Nacional, which wholly owns the Costa Rica government, to provide pre-export and export financing of sugar and sugar products from Costa Rica. Before the loan could be repaid, the Central Bank of Costa Rica adopted a resolution designed to remedy Costa Rica's problem in servicing its external debts. Thus, Banco Nacional's request for foreign currency to repay Libra Banks were denied, and it could not make principal or interest payments. Libra Bank then petitioned a New York court to attach Banco Nacional's assets into New York. Banco Nacional argued that the Bretton Woods agreements made the loan agreement unforeseeable in the US. So it creates an issue here. So will a US court enforce of the loan agreements violate the Bretton Woods agreement? So I would like to invite you all to discuss this case together. You can talk about the specific about the case of the disputes and at the same time give justifications and apply the theory in this case. And
to reiterate the case, Libra Bank, a British banking corporation with an office in New York, made a $40 million loan to Banco Nacional, which wholly owned by the Costa Rican government, to provide pre-export and export financing of sugar and sugar products from Costa Rica. This case is not related to the Bretton Woods Convention on Foreign Exchange.
I would also like to add on that the Central Bank of Costa Rica adopted a resolution designed to remedy Costa Rica's problems in servicing its external debts. It's also not related to the Bretton Woods Convention on Foreign Exchange.
I agree with Ruby and Anne. Banco Nacional request for foreign currency to repay Libra Bank was denied, and it could not make a principal or interest payment. Such conduct is not related to the Bretton Woods Convention on the Foreign Exchange.
I think that since Libra Bank petitioned a New York court to attach Banco Nacional's asset in New York, this means that the assets are credit on the debtor and the borrower must pay. Therefore, Libra Bank knew Banco Nacional's had asset in New York, and so they sued to recover the debt.
Ms. Nguyen?
I think Banco Nacional's accused us the Bretton Woods agreements make the loans agreement unenforceable in the US. What do you think about this?
Thank you for your specific discussions and also asking questions to clarify the situation. So before I answer any questions, we must review the theoretical part of the case. All right, Ruby, can you start?
Okay. I will start off with the International Monetary Fund, which is also known as the IMF, that was created after World War II to promote economic and financial cooperation among the nations of the world, with the goal of maintaining a stable international monetary system. They are governed by the Board of Governors, and the operations are conducted by 22 executive directors, with the 5 largest contributors from France, Germany, Japan, the UK, and the United States, the US.
Yes, International Monetary Funds is not a bank. International Monetary Funds extend temporary financial assistance to member countries to ensure that they correct their balance of the payment problems.
Yes, I agree with both of you. IMF exchange a hard currency for the members' soft currency. This transaction are called repurchase. When a large and long term are requested, IMF often requires the borrowing of countries' pledge to reform its economic policies.
Would you tell us about the Bretton Woods Convention?
Okay, so the Bretton Woods Convention was organized in New Hampshire in July of 1944 for decisions about international payments after war. The Articles of Agreement of the International Monetary Fund, or called the Bretton Woods Agreement, required that all member countries cooperate to promote exchange stability and orderly exchange agreement.
Yes, I agree with Ruby. In support of the objective of the IMF, all members at the convention agreed to refrain from enforcing exchange contracts involving the currency of another members when those contracts violate the IMF approved exchange control regulations of the other country.
Alright, so once again, thank you all for discussing the theory, and now we're going to talk about the case study. So the decision of the case is no. The Bretton Woods agreements provided that exchanges contracts which involve the currency of any members and which are contrary to the exchange control regulations of that member maintained or imposed consistently with this agreement shall be unforeseeable in the territories of any members. So both the United States and Costa Rica are signatories to the agreement. But however, a contract to borrow US currency that requires repayment in US currency and designated New York as the situs of repayment is not an exchange contract. So accordingly, the Bretton Woods Agreement is inapplicable to this case. Thank you very much, and thank you to the International Business and Law Academy and Dr. Son.